Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at World of Pets podcast. We love having you here on a weekly basis. And we want our pets to live as long as possible, but we want that to be a good quality life. So, to that end, we on this podcast explore all things about pets and animals so that we can have them around for a long time, but they are living a quality life. So, again, thank you for joining us. Take it away, hosts.
Welcome back to World of Pets podcast. I want to thank everybody for joining once again. I'll give our sponsor, debspets.com. That's DEBSPETS.com. Go there for human health and wellness. Welcome, Anthony. And we get the engineer behind the project from a few episodes ago, Kavon, like the Kavon, like
There you go.
the engineer, right? Okay, so
Absolutely.
this is a mastermind. All right, I'm gonna let you start this, Anthony, because you said you weren't feeling too good, so I'm gonna get you fired up.
How am I supposed to start this off? So I think Kevin is talking to us about a rocket he has come up with to do what? Kavon, tell us about your idea.
So let me give you a little bit of backstory, and then I'll wind into that. We've
He's going to
had
be
four
wind
pets.
into the. I get it. Okay.
So we've had four pets, that have passed away within these few years that we've had to put down, and we've cremated them. So this last one was a real impact on both my boys, and I'm a level 3 rocketeer. I also have my AMA license, which allows me to fly remote control aircraft. So I was thinking, well, space is a beautiful thing. Why don't I ask my family what do they think if I launch our dog's ashes into outer space? So that's pretty much how it started with them. And they got really excited when I told them, hey, why don't we launch, because Pumpkin was our latest dog who passed away. Why don't I go ahead and launch them into outer space? And yeah, they were excited and ecstatic. So I'm like, all right, let's go build an airplane. Because I could always just build a rocket and fly it up, but it's just better to take off from a conventional runway, go up to space, fly around a little bit, and then come right back down.
That's so cool to me because my dad was an engineer. So, uh, and you, what elevation are you talking about?
For these first flights, to try to keep it as low cost as possible, because I do need a lot of funding. So I do have a GoFundMe going on. So 40 miles, so about 178,000 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. And then on top of that, too, I'm growing my own potatoes to make my own vodka. I do need to get my distillery license here in Arizona. That way I can use that. Right? Well, I guess once I have my license and stuff, I'll be able to get it taxed and be able to sell it. So, but mainly the potatoes will be used as the fuel, and then the oxidizer will be nitrous oxide, which again is another thing that I'm making myself chemically. So,
All right, all right, so you're getting all nerdy like I love to go. Okay, so let me. Where did you start in your education? What progressed you into this kind of engineering?
so I've always been an engineer at heart, ever since I was a kid. My mom hated having any tools, any knives, or anything around because the first thing I took apart was my speak and spell. So anybody who's old knows what a speak and spell is. Anybody who's younger on this channel won't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I wanted to see where the voice was coming from. So I got a butter knife, took that apart, and I've been doing that ever since. So my whole family, my uncles on my mom's side of the family, they're all engineers, civil, electrical. So it's just in my blood to be an engineer. And I grew up in El Paso. I graduated from the University of Texas at El Paso. Went to Austin for a while, did some house flipping. That didn't really work out. I'm like, well, I have my engineering degree. Let me start pursuing it. So I started applying for jobs. Found a recruiter. Then I got hired for Raytheon. So I'm an engineer for now for Raytheon Missiles and Defense. So talking about missiles and rockets, there you go.
So I think it's all cool. I think this is all great. But to ask a question from a practicality standpoint,
Yeah,
doesn't Elon already have an aircraft that will go into space?
he does. But his mission is, satellites, Starlink, put people into outer space. For me, it's to give families closures for their animals. Also, too, for people too. So once I start showing that, hey, you know what, I'm successful about launching animal ashes to suborbital space and eventually outer space. Once I get enough funding for that, then at that point, then I could start doing human ashes. Whether because the way the rocket will work. So anybody who's listening, but if you're driving, do not do what I'm about to tell you. So close your eyes and imagine you're in an aircraft. Your ashes are in the nose cone. You're on a runway, and I hit that ignite button. You're accelerating to about 6G. So whatever weight, as far as the tubes that hold the ashes, multiply that by 6.
Mm.
I lift off, straight vertical flight. That's about 45 seconds. I will hit the 175,000 feet ish. And then I open the bay doors. For about 30 seconds or more, you're weightless. But there's going to be FPV cameras on the tail of the aircraft with a view, and inside where the animal ashes are, or human ashes eventually, there's also a camera there. You will see the curvature of the earth. Sorry, flat earthers, you won't see flat earth. Uh, and, you'll see that beautiful, serene, very cold environment because you're very high up there. So if you didn't have a jacket on or, ash form, you would be freezing, but the view would be phenomenal. And that's the last peaceful memory that people will have. Either there's two options. Either I can eject the tube with the ashes and that's their final goodbye, or I bring everything back as far as the payload for whoever wants to have their animal ashes back. One of my plans is to make clay figurines out of their ashes, and then they can carry it around on their keychain, or again, clay figurine with the ashes in a vial stuffed inside the figurine, again, carry it around with them, or they can stick it on their mantle. Either way, they'll have like a CD or a USB drive of the whole flight. That way they can show their family members, their kids, hey, look, this is our dog that passed away. Look at their final flight, and give them that closure.
No, you really thought that through. And I'm not. That's actually kind of mind blowing because I'm friends with a lot of engineers that can't tell me what they do for a living. But you're an engineer that can tell me what they do for a living.
Yes, yes. I'm not your typical engineer. You can ask Val. She'll let you know I'm not your typical boring, uh, unable to talk. You know, yes, I am very articulated with my thoughts and what I do.
Dude, I love it. I
Okay,
love it.
so this leads to a lot of discussion for me because science is way outside of my wheel. Okay? I mean, it really is. I'm not a science guy by any stretch of the imagination. I still get surprised when shook up soda explodes. Okay, like science is not, it's way outside of my wheelhouse. So, are your aircrafts capable of doing more as far as the distance into space and that kind of stuff than what Elon's current space aircrafts or space passenger aircrafts are able to do?
No, and here's the reason why. Because of the amount of fuel that the aircraft is able to hold. Again, since I'm going small at first, we're only talking about a payload roughly about 12 pounds to get it up to that altitude. Now, again, once I get enough sponsors and enough people wanting to do this, then I can build a $2-3 million aircraft, and yes, then I'll be able to circumnavigate the Earth, and then deorbit, come back, land, and there you go. And again, same thing up there too, floating in space, eject the ashes into outer space, and then the ones that want to come back, come back. And there is a company too that did do that recently here as far as launching people into outer space as far as their urns, but they ended up crashing into the ocean. So
Mm.
I'm taking baby steps. They tried doing the big leap, and you take big leaps, chances are you're going to fail.
So yeah, so what you're talking about is literally an airplane,
Yes,
not a rocket.
correct,
So it's going up accelerated.
correct.
Are you gliding it back to ground
Yes,
uh, remotely? Okay.
yes. So it has the FPV camera. So one thing I do need that I'm asking for like sponsorship on my GoFundMe is money, so that way I can get two things that I need that I'm missing to make this a successful thing. I can fly it as a rocket right now currently, but flying it back will be an FAA problem. So they won't allow it. It has to come back under parachute drogue. I can do that, not a problem. Still fly it with the wings and go from there, test out the aircraft. Not a big deal. But I do need my pilot's license, and then I do need my ham license. The ham license being able to transmit that video at high power.
Right. Well, a ham. If people don't know what ham is,
I
it's
ate some
a
yesterday.
very early.
Not that ham.
Well, it's a very early form of communication, global communication, if you will. It's
Correct.
high atmospheric. What's the last part? High atmospheric. What's his
Oh,
name?
see, and this is why I haven't taken my license yet.
So, well, you better study up.
I know, right? I got to learn what
Well,
that
I
acronym
knew
stands
several
for.
ham radio operators growing up, and it was fascinating to me that you had to have a license. And
Yep.
So we have a question on LinkedIn. What is the long range goal of this project off the ground? Are we talking about this happening soon?
Yeah, so that depends on funding. So right now, I'm personally funding it. I'm building everything. If I could find a programming engineer and a civil or mechanical engineer, I could accelerate this project. I can do both, actually all three, fund it, be all the engineers that the project needs. But again, going at it alone takes you forever. Going together as a team, you get there faster.
right,
So let's say you can get there within a year to 18 months and people watch you do it with your dog's remains. It goes
Yep.
up into space, it comes down. They say, we want to do that. What are we looking at a cost per flight estimate? What do you guess ballpark we're looking at?
It depends. And I've thought about this question. And I put math to the paper on this. So, as far as the vials, let's say, oops, sorry. Let's
that
say
happens.
as far as the vials, and I'm holding 12 pounds for the first ones. To do the fuel cost, to do the nitrous oxide, even though I'm making that myself out of nitric acid, and I won't go too nerdy on you, but to make the gas, to make the alcohol, um, it'll range for anywhere between $250 to $500.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it's not expensive because they're small
Wow.
vials, 12 pounds. So I'm hoping
I was
over.
I was expecting a number much larger than that, to be
Oh,
Yeah.
no, no,
honest.
no. I want this to be affordable to people. I don't want to be that rich a-hole that, has a monopoly on things and be like, well, you can't afford it, too bad. I don't care about your feelings. I only want the rich people to come in. That's not what I'm all about. I just want to be able to start this company,
And
make
cover.
enough profit to cover the cost of building bigger aircraft to accomplish bigger things. At the end of the day, this is not a company to be. There'll be some profit, but it's not going to be like, oh, I'm making 60% profit and stuff because I'm just ripping people off. No, I'm not about that.
Well, let me ask you this. So this goes back to the scientific part. So, are you using carbon fiber? Are you
Yes,
using fiberglass? Are you
fiberglass
using
as well. Yes.
aluminum engines?
No. So
Um,
okay. So the body is a mixture of carbon fiber and fiberglass. For the areas that have transmission of power, radio link, it has to be carbon fiber because I'm sorry, it has to be fiberglass because carbon fiber blocks signals. So
okay.
you don't want anything as far as carbon fiber and around any signals because it'll block and reflect. That's why you have your stealth technologies and everything like that because there's form of carbons within their nano coating that they put on the aircraft. Um, it's very effective, but I don't want it to be effective for my aircraft. So the tail section and that area will have fiberglass. The rest of the body, like the wings especially, will be carbon fiber. The rocket motor itself has many composite metals. So for the combustion chamber, it will be aluminum. As far as the jacket that cools down the for the throat, and then over here at this section where it injects, think of a shower head. That will be brass. So anybody that has guns and you have your brass shells, throw them my way. If you want to throw them away, I will melt those down to make the combustion chamber. So I take aluminum, I take brass, I take copper. Copper will be also the combustion chamber. So it's brass, copper, aluminum.
And that's the problem with the last rocket I built. I'm pretty sure it's built out of a paper towel tube.
Believe
Yeah.
it or not, I've actually built my latest rocket. If people go on my YouTube channel, I actually did one for the 4th of July where I cast potassium nitrate with sugar into a cardboard tube, put it inside an aluminum tube, and set it off. So it didn't go as expected, but everybody was excited. Everybody usually gets excited for a Kato when something goes bad.
Sure.
In our industry, as far as rockets, it either goes really good or good. I always hope for the good because people get bored. Bring it to me. It's right there. The blue tube. So this is the tube.
Okay.
75 millimeter. But like I said, on the video, you'll see the fuel in there and everything like that. But it ended up blowing out of the tube and flying towards the people. But they were all excited about it. You hear one of the girls, as far as one of the videos, just like screaming like it's gonna fly towards her. It was way far away from her, but drama, and everybody's like clapping and cheering right afterwards. I'm like,
Sure.
I was freaking out a lot because my biggest worry was three things. There's dogs out there. I love dogs. I did not want to hit any dogs, especially like, oh, well, now that I hit your dog and, accidentally, ended its life, now I got to send him in my rocket. So that's not a story I wanted to tell and stuff. So thank God that didn't happen. Second thing I was worried about is a person being hit. Thank God that didn't happen. And the third thing is because it was on my friend's property, even though we had a lot of property and that thing flew, was landing on somewhere where it would burn his house or his car or something. So none of those three events happened. So I was happy.
I'm not as worried about hitting the dogs on the ground as I am like if you did this in the winter and Santa was doing a test flight and you ran over Rudolph, like that'd be horrible. Like,
can you imagine how many kids would be mad at me?
I know. Could you imagine? Santa's just out for a test flight, minding his own business. Bam, Don or gone. Oh, it's.
I'd be the ultimate naughty person on the biggest
I know,
list.
And you'd be on the naughty list permanently.
Yes.
Never name a rocket Grinch.
Right.
We have another LinkedIn question, and that is: does the person go up in the aircraft with the ashes?
No, it's not that big. It is not that big. It only, like I said, these first flights will be 12 pounds. Again, I mean, I say no now, but I don't know how big the company will get. If it gets to that point where it's that big, then it would be a possibility. But again, you're talking about a lot of safety and a lot of engineering, and you're talking about at least 20 people staff as far as engineers looking over each other, making sure that everything checks out, fuel check out, engine checks out, systems check out. Like anytime you've seen a NASA video of a space shuttle launch, FICO go, something go, and you have all those checks. And if something goes wrong within those checks before that final zero, scrub the flight.
Right. So it won't be able to go up, but there will be video or live stream.
Yes. Both. So in the event that radio links, as you know, nothing is perfect. TV, radio, it can cut out choppy. Lightning can distort the radio waves and stuff. Usually not high frequency that I'm going in, but there will be recorders on there. So they're called DVRs, digital video recorders on the aircraft. And then again, there will be the downlink, so everybody's watching it live. Any live interruption, it'll be on there. And then also to the computers that I have on the aircraft. In the event of total signal loss, it'll be able to land back at its program location autonomously. So safety is my biggest thing. And except that day with Rocket, but that's a different story.
So I do believe you have some pictures roughly of what we're looking at right now, right?
Correct.
Sent over
So
some
I can guide you through that. Yes. So here is the how do I call this? The why am I brain farting here?
Profile.
No, this what do you call it? Prototype. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm.
So this is the prototype to make sure that I did all the engineering math correctly. Which,
Okay.
if you notice here, the rudder, which is that vertical white thing, is a little bit bigger than the body here. So I did have to make a bigger body. The math did work out for that small body, but having that big old wing just did too much drag. I messed up on that calculation there. So to compensate for that, I just did a bigger body tube. But that's the whole point of prototyping.
Right.
And then right there where you see closest to you is the wing. Or right here in this picture here, it's a side thing. You see the blue and it goes into the yellow. All that is the wing area. And in the front, you would normally see a nose cone. I just haven't printed that out yet for the test. Again,
Yeah.
only one person, only
And
got so
that's where
much
the
funding.
remains would be is in the nose cone, right?
Yes. So, and then right behind that front end there, you'll have the payload bay. Of course, you don't see it right now in the picture, but about 2 feet behind where that nose cone would be your payload area where um, you would see the camera that looks up into space as it flies.
So to give us some perspective, how long is what we're looking at right there?
So this thing is 14 feet by length as far as the aircraft, yes. The wheels are 6 inches. The wing area, I don't have that written down. Same thing with the rudder, but again, it's 14 feet long. So it's, yeah, it's a behemoth.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Yes.
I just have to ask, is that an A10 in the background?
Yes, it is. And my wife's level 2 rocket is right there, right in front of the mirror.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so cool. I was trying to see what that was because I'm on
Yes.
a tiny
David,
screen.
at the Air Force Base here in Tucson, we have A10s.
Oh, I know
Oh,
you do.
yes.
Yeah.
Dude, we get
And
all the
F-16s.
fancy stuff up here in Colorado Springs because we got the Space Force bases and all that stuff. So yeah, it's quite enjoyable. But the reason I asked about the A10, why didn't you use that as a model?
Actually, that's my remote control aircraft. So it's a ducket fan aircraft.
Oh, dude, no, you don't own one of those. It's not remote.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I have it also an
God.
F8. I also have an
Seriously?
F-18 as well aircraft. I'm building an F-16. Like I actually, as a matter of fact, this jet. One thing that we didn't go over is for the pre-flights. I'm building 2 jet turbine engines. Each one of them will have a 60-pound thrust, so that way I can prove to the FAA that this thing is able to fly. And then I shut off the power on the both turbines and show the glide path of the aircraft. You know how far it can fly on no power and glide.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
okay, go ahead. I got stuff.
Kavon, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the name of the company? What's your YouTube channel? Do you have a website? Tell us all the information we need to know.
I don't have a website. I'm working on the GoFundMe right now, but I do have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So if you type in the search bar, you put the @ symbol, and then put M, as in Mary, B as in boy, IJAN, which is my last name. So it's @the Bijan. You'll find me, and my channel's called K Juice Experimental Lab.
Okay. No, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, and then my name of the company is Skybell Aeronautics.
Wait, is what now?
Skybell Aeronautics.
Okay.
So it's SKYVEIL Aeronautics.
Okay. Now, what about your GoFundMe? Is it active and set up?
I was trying to finish it today, but the AI kept fighting with me because now GoFundMe is AI based. So instead of just building it yourself and letting it allow you to set up things, it asks you all these questions, which I was prepared for, but it wasn't liking my answers. Like, why don't you be more in depth? It's like, wow, I thought my story made me cry. So it didn't like my answers and everything like that. I will have that today, and I will send that to you guys as soon as I'm done tonight.
All right, brother. I I need to just stay on. I want your phone number.
Yes.
Because you're definitely a nerd like I am. But once
Yeah,
again,
I love fellow
motivated.
nerds because it's hard to talk to people like my wife over there because I can bore her, But I can dumb down conversations too, to where we have a good conversation. But if I
Yeah.
forget that I'm talking to her and I go nerdy like this, I lose her in like 2 seconds.
Well, and I have a separate podcast. It's called Peyton Poots over on Rumble. I can talk in depth
Nice,
about these kinds of things.
awesome.
So I want to talk to you about that. In the meantime, this is our mascot, Peyton Poo.
Oh, nice. We can slap it on the aircraft because I
No,
do have
no,
sponsors too. So
dude.
yeah, one thing
I
about
was
it,
going to ask you
finishes
another
too.
thing. Can I
Yeah,
send a speaker into space playing my music that I write?
yeah, that's fine. Except you got to realize too, the higher up you go, there's no
I
air
know.
up
There's
there,
no
so you
way. I
can't
know.
hear anything. Yep,
I know. We'll do
sound
so
doesn't
fine.
vibrate through a vacuum.
We'll do so fine.
But
It's fine.
that's one thing I am collecting. So anybody that has cans, medals, if you can't donate cash wise, that's fine. Just donate that stuff to me, and I will put your name as far as not only the sponsors on my webpage once I finish that one, but also on my GoFundMe as far as recognitions. I'm sorry, not GoFundMe, my Patreon, because I'm starting one of those. So I'm going big and everything like that. But again, it's since I'm just starting and I'm focusing more on the engineering side, it's just me. So it's kind of hard to do all that web pages, take coding, so on and so forth. So,
All
So,
right.
David, Kavon, as we conclude, if
yes.
what do you want people to know? How do they get in touch with you? How do they donate? How do they do all those things?
So I gave my email. So, or did I? I gave the name of my company. Okay. So my email is Skyveil Arrow. So SkyVeilaero @gmail.com. They can reach me through there. Um, and I'm pretty quick about responding. I have it set up on my phone with notifications. If they want to donate, if they want to ask more questions, anything, I'm here for you guys and them. If they need closure, if they need a friend to talk to, just somebody to talk to, I'll be there, man. Just reach out to me.
Hey, let's stay on afterwards. Anthony, take us away with the exact same words.
Awesome. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening today. Very interesting one. Not the normal direction we go, but definitely very interesting. Enjoyed this episode for sure. For some reason, my paper towel rockets don't make it up that far. But thanks for being on with us, Kavon. We hope to have you
Absolutely.
on in the future to progress. Let us know
Absolutely.
how the
Yes.
project is progressing and how the company's
Yes.
coming along. As always, for our listeners, thank you for listening. We care about you. We would rather have that 3 a.m. conversation with you than to hear your name on the headlines the next morning. So please feel free to reach out to us if there's anything we can do. If we can't help you, we will get you in touch with somebody who can. So please, please, please reach out to us. Let us know what we can do. And as always, we want to thank our main sponsor, debspets.com, DEBSPETS.com. Kavon, again, thanks for coming on. Really enjoyed this episode, and we hope to have you back.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I'm glad that you joined us for At World of Pets podcast. We would like for you to take a look at what our sponsors have to offer, and that sponsor is debspets.com. You can access it through the QR code, or you can just go to the website. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you again next week.